Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm KPG, and welcome back to Triangle Strategy. Now, we had another issue with me not having my microphone recording, so, doing post-com here. Yeah, things just did not go well with trying to make this video in particular. So, not only do we have this issue with me needing to do post-com, right here in the video, I'm just basically showing you the team. I guess let me just talk about that quick. The main difference I made was we put Hasabara on the team so that we could have another healer. And I got rid of Ian's because he's level 7, and honestly, we just kind of need some strong units for this map because people are kind of overwhelming us. And then also I'm debating Julio a little bit, and I ultimately decide to go for bringing Benedict because I feel like he's bulkier, which we really need on this map because in the last episode we kind of got destroyed in our first attempt on this map. And so I'm taking a different approach, kind of keeping my units more clustered together rather than spreading them out. And then also, like I said, bringing another healer, and then ultimately I'm going to bring Benedict instead of Julio. There we go. It's almost as if on cue. I went right over to him for myself. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about the video in a second. But in the last episode, basically we did some story stuff, and we got to this map. We are facing down Avlora, the general of the Aesfrosti army, and, you know, they are invading Wolfort territory, and we basically have to protect ourselves and of course, keep Prince Roland safe. And this battlefield is interesting, well, first of all, because it's on our, in the Wolfort domain, but we have traps set up to where if we break these hawk statues, they will release these traps in these houses, or like near these houses, that will trap the enemy units inside of them and kill them. I really don't want to use these. I really don't want to use these traps unless I absolutely need to, but so I don't know. I mean, that's basically my philosophy going into this. I won't say whether I did or did not use the traps. I'll leave that for a surprise for, later on down the road. But yeah, here I was just talking about like Julio's strengths and weaknesses, and then looking at our team, and yeah, I ultimately decided to bring Benedict instead. So that's where we're at with that. But the reason why this video in particular was just a delight for me specifically is because not only do we have this issue with the with my microphone not recording, which is entirely my fault because I didn't check it before starting the video, and for whatever reason OBS likes to completely just not even acknowledge the existence of my microphone sometimes, which is very annoying. But yeah, so that's why that was an issue. But not only was that an issue, but when I was
honor is mine.
putting the video files onto my computer from my flash drive, for some reason my brain just completely shut off. I saw the video files, and there were some old video files as well from the last video still saved on there, and I saw the old ones, and I'm like, oh, these are old ones, I can just delete them. I didn't just delete the ones from last video, I deleted the ones from this video. So I had to get a software that allows you to recover deleted data. Like, I tried to do it every way I could do it without using a software, and I couldn't recover it, so I had to get a software in order to recover these video files. So this so far is the most expensive video on the channel. And that was before I realized that the commentary didn't record. Because if I realized that was a problem... Here, they're talking here. I re-went through the beginning scene of the fight. Just as a little bit of a refresher, because it had been 3 weeks. Well, it's been 3 weeks since the last episode, but even when recording, it had been 3 weeks since I had played the game, so I just wanted a little bit of a refresher.
Let no Wolfort curse survive!
So,
The town is surrounded, and enemies flood in by the moment. We knew getting into this that we'd be
I'll just
outnumbered. But
wait.
victory's still in the cards if we're smart about it.
I cannot bear the thought of sacrificing my people. Must I make a callous choice for the greater good? Avlora, mark my words. I will send you to the depths of hell by my own hand.
Flee while
All
you
right.
have the chance.
Anyway, yeah. So,
We'll end this.
yeah, this is the most expensive video that I have made on the channel thus far. It's not like it was anything like super crazy, but you know, it was like, you know, more than I wanted to pay anyway. But in any case, that is pretty much it. If I had known though that the audio didn't record, I totally would have just redone the video instead, because like I'm already having to redo this with postcom. Like I might as well have just redone the whole thing, but whatever, it's fine. So that's not the reason why this video is, you know, is out a bit later than the last one. It's just I had other stuff I was like wanting to do, and you know, prioritizing other things over this playthrough. But that definitely did delay it an extra day, I'll say that much. It was going to be uploaded the day before this is uploaded, so I don't know, whatever. In any case, yeah, I'm just pretty much going around the map and talking about the various things I've already kind of covered. But when I hovered over the hawk statue a little bit ago, you saw some area light up in like yellow, and those are the areas that will be affected when the trap is sprung. So any enemies within that area will just get destroyed. But of course, I only want to use that as a last resort. Okay, so another thing that is important to note is that so far, up to this point, we have not seen Avlora move, which is our huge like saving grace for us. Because if she moves, we're basically dead. She is terrifying. She is horrifying. She will pretty much destroy our entire careers if we allow her to. So if she does move toward us, we'll probably have to use the trap. But you know, at least that was my thought. You know, that's just what I was thinking anyway. Yeah. So I guess I'm just still going over some of these things in the original video here. Something very interesting that I do want to point out is during this video, I actually finally figured out how the inventory works. So it works more like a traditional RPG inventory, where all of your units have access to the same inventory. So, like, any items you use on one person will affect all of them. Or, so, what am I saying? It's okay. The items are available for everyone to use. Everyone's inventory. Everyone has access to the same items when they're on their turn. I didn't realize that till now. I thought it was like a Fire Emblem type deal where everyone had their own personal inventory and then maybe a convoy of items. But no, it's like everyone has access to the same list of items, kind of like most RPGs do. I was just too dumb and didn't realize that until now. Another point of interest, which I think I was actually discussing right now with Anna, is that if you didn't realize, at the start of the last episode when we went into this battle, Anna was like level 8 or 9, something like that. But, you know, we went through the map and things weren't looking good, and then I backed out, like retreated or whatever, back to the preparation screen. But apparently you retain experience. You retain your levels and your experience from what you've done up till that point in the chapter, even if you choose to leave the chapter. Which I think is ridiculous. That's like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know exactly how to feel about it, because on the one hand, you'll never be stuck in an unwinnable position in a map because of your team just being too weak to deal with the enemies, because you'll always just be able to get experience in the map and then back out and then come back into the map again with stronger units. So on the one hand, that's kind of nice, but at the same time, it's just so weird. Like, it's just so weird to me that you can do that. Like, I don't know. It just seems kind of cheesy. But anyways, we start starting to move in finally, thankfully. I do, when I do post-com, I really do notice that I am quite slow to take my turn at times. Or to, like, I don't know, decide what I want to do. That's just one of my flaws when playing, like, strategy games, is I tend to overthink and overanalyze situations. And, you know, I just try to do my best, but sometimes that means I end up taking forever. But in any case, now we're just moving all of our units in and trying to make sure we stay out of the enemy range. Because we really don't want to get overwhelmed by enemies. Because that was the problem last time, is that we had units being hit by like 3 or 4 enemies at a time, and that would just completely destroy us. And, you know, losing units is really not good on this chapter because we're under-leveled. So the enemies are pretty strong, like, and able to do some serious damage to us. I mean, it's not like anything super ridiculous, but, you know, it is what it is. Also, by pressing this random button, I pressed, like, Y for the toggle unit display right there, and I also just realized that those numbers that pop up, or the numbers that are there when you hover over them, are the, is their position in, like, the turn lineup. So, like, Anna had a 17 there, so she'll move 17th. You know, like, you got Serenoa first, and then whoever else, and then Anna's position number 17 from where we are now. So that's pretty cool. Also, I realized Hasabara has this ability called Trekking for TP, which means if she moves a certain distance, I think it was 5 squares or more, she gets TP, which is pretty cool. I don't know why I hadn't checked her skills prior to that point, but, you know, that's me sometimes, just completely missing out on doing obvious things that I should do. One thing I really noticed about this chapter is that it has made me hate ranged units. Like, those archers are really annoying, and I think there are some mages down below. I don't know if they're there now or if they come in later. We definitely saw them at some point in the last episode. Oh my gosh. Mages are such a pain because they can hit multiple of your units at once. And we will see that later on in this chapter. Also, we see Eridor getting experience just for, I don't even know what it was. I think he might have used like sprint or something, and he just got to level up. Yeah, I'm not paying as close of attention as I probably should right now.
Now then, to work.
Because I don't know, like, it's just a different experience. It's like, because I'm kind of just watching the gameplay, you know, instead of actually playing it myself. But I still have to try to pay attention and, you know, remember why I'm making the moves I'm moving rather than just, like, commenting on them. Because, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, now we're in this interesting position where some of the enemies are getting a little bit closer to us, and now we're going to have to start being very careful about how we approach the situation. Because if like I said earlier, like, the first time we tried this map, we were getting overwhelmed by all of the units piling onto one of our guys. So we have to really make sure that our positioning is solid so that no one just gets absolutely destroyed by the enemy. Because that was 100% like the biggest downfall the first time we went through this. And also the reason why, you know, I wanted to have another healer as well, because we were taking a lot of damage and Gila was not able to keep up with all the damage herself. Right here I'm talking about Anna's ability Surmount, which allows her to climb up a space, like an adjacent space of I think that's like 15 height difference. So I was pointing out, like, she could go from the ground by that house up to the roof of the house by using Surmount. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure there are some circumstances where that will be pretty useful. Like, I don't know. I'm not entirely used to, like, all of the different, like, intricacies of how this game works yet. Like, the height mechanic specifically. Like, I don't know exactly how that works, you know, right now. So hopefully as we go through this game, I'll get a better understanding of some of the things like that, and then like freezing the ground with ice magic and stuff like that. Here I am just debating about whether or not I want to send Roland in, because right here it does look like he's going to be hit a lot, so I just kind of scope out the turn order and see who gets to move after him to see if we can kind of position our units so that Roland doesn't get murdered. Because that's my biggest concern, is that Roland just gets obliterated here. Because you see all these arrows pointing at him. But the nice thing about his lance, of course, is that he's able to attack 2 people in a row if they're lined up, you know, like these 2 enemies are here. So I consider it, and I'm like, yep, let's do it. Stab these 2. I love how the lance just goes through the one guy into the other guy, and yet it only did like, I don't even know. It only did a fraction of the knight's HP bar. He had the entire lance pierced all the way through him, so far so that it went into the guy behind him. And he's just like, just, you know, it's whatever. It's just a little scrape, just a little scratch. It's fine. It's like, bro, what? Anyway, next we got Huette. So I think we just end up positioning her right where she's at, I think. I think that's what I do. But of course, I had to consider some things before we did that. So, that's just how it is. See, that's like one of the that's one of the things that I don't really like about doing post-commentary, at least for battles, is that a lot of the time, in the middle of a battle, I'm sort of talking through my thought process of why I'm making these moves and like what different options I'm considering, and then for the post-com, I don't really necessarily remember everything I was considering at the time. I'm just kind of watching gameplay. It's not like I'm playing it myself, you know. So it's just a different experience, and then so there's just these points in time where it's like, in the gameplay, I'm considering what I want to do, but actually, I don't really know what I want to do. But anyway, right now, I'm just kind of looking at Hasabara's ability, Be Brave, which is her way of healing people. And so the way it works is that it heals everyone on either side of her. So the 4 sides of her will be healed when she uses it. So it's pretty good. It's not as good as something like, or maybe it's as good as Sanctuary. Or maybe a little bit less good. I think it's just slightly worse than Sanctuary, especially because it's not, like, ranged, but it's still really good healing. It's definitely better than just your traditional heal that Gila has. Yeah, also, Huette learned Shadow Stitch Arrow, and that is a really good ability. I don't think I looked at it right away, but it's a really good ability. What it does is that if you land it, you have a chance to immobilize your enemy, so that they cannot move for 2 turns. It does not mean that they cannot attack for those 2 turns, unfortunately. That would be just completely busted, just knock the dude out for 2 turns. But it still prevents them from moving, and that I'm sure that'll be very useful in some circumstances. So, yeah, it's definitely nice to have as an option. Really, really solid ability, I think. Here, I'm just going to kind of position Serenoa to help take some of the pressure away from Roland, or take some of the focus away from Roland so that he's not getting bopped by everyone. At least that's my intention, especially because I'm going to place Benedict right in between them, and I'm going to bulwark up onto Roland because, once again, I do not want him to die. He is the most vulnerable person right now, so if we buff up his defenses, then he should be able to survive a little while longer, and everything will be looking pretty good.
Splendid.
So this is exactly the reason why I decided to bring Benedict instead of someone like Julio, because Julio's ability with TP is really cool, and it would especially be really good for our magic users. It would especially be really good for our magic users who very much rely on TP in order to, you know, do good damage. But I still think Benedict being able to buff up people's defenses is better. So here we're just going to have Gila heal up Roland, which she can thankfully do from all the way up there, so we don't even have to get her anywhere near these enemies, which is nice. Well, Serenoa is going to get shield slammed into Eridor, but Eridor doesn't really take much damage from it because, you know, he's kind of a stone wall. Yes. Yeah, Eridor is, like, really bulky, and especially with having Benedict, it's really nice because we can buff up Eridor's defenses even further, and then he's just like a total tank. Here, I'm trying to figure out where I want to use Frederica's attack. I got to be careful not to accidentally hit the Hawk statuette because, once again, I'm trying not to spring these traps unless absolutely necessary, and right now it's not necessary for sure. So same thing here with Corentin. We're just trying to I'm trying to see like what my best option is for damage output without accidentally hitting the trap, because I definitely don't want to, you know, destroy more of the village than we need to. So I think we're just gonna end up going there. Yeah, just gonna end up going after this guy right here. Corentin gets 73 freaking experience from that. That's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. He got that much HP or experience. Like, this game is really good about giving you extra experience when you're underleveled and then giving you less experience when you're on par or overleveled. Not that we've ever been overleveled, and not that we ever will be overleveled, because my gosh, I feel like we're always just playing catch up in terms of levels here in this game, but they definitely are good about not letting you be too overleveled. That is one thing that I for sure have to give props to Triangle Strategy for. So anyway, pretty much just doing some basic stuff here. I'm gonna have Anna sneak up behind this guy and kill him with Roland's help, because Anna is just so absolutely freaking fantastic in that she can attack twice every time. I mean, I don't know who thought it was okay to make Anna this good,
For my kingdom.
but they deserve a raise, because oh my gosh, this is amazing. I don't know what they were smoking, but I want some of it, you know? Like, it's just really good. Like, can you imagine, like, a unit in Fire Emblem that's basically a self-dancer? Like, they just get to act twice every turn. Even if they don't get to move twice every turn, just imagine they get to, like, initiate combat twice every turn. That'd be great. Come on, Fire Emblem. Like, let's make someone like this. That'd be awesome. Yeah, here I think I was considering attacking that guy, but I don't really want to move Roland from his spot right now, especially because he has a little bit of damage taken. Although I think it's Hasabara's turn soon. I don't know. I think I'm just going to end up having him wait. Yeah, just going to have him wait right there. Huette's going to fly over here, and we're going to actually try out her new ability, the Shadow Stitching Arrow. We're going to try it out on this archer over here. At the time, I wasn't sure whether or not immobilizing him was going to, you know, make it so that he just stays in the same spot, or whether or not he can't even attack with it, but we do actually get the immobility, but yeah, I wasn't sure, but ultimately, yeah, he's still going to be able to attack us, so I mean, it could be better, but it's still definitely a really good ability. So yeah, I'm looking at it and I was like, well, it's crossing out the foot, so seems like it's just movement, but I don't know. But yeah, anyway, Hasabara, I think we're just going to have her slide up behind Roland and heal him. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do, because Roland definitely needs some healing, and I'm concerned for his safety. I think that's what I do. I feel like that's what I did. Yes, it is. All right, there we go.
Thank you.
Get decent experience for that. Unfortunately, Serenoa is not really in a good spot because we don't want to send him out alone into the fray, because once again, we don't want anyone to get dogpiled, so kind of just going to have to leave him on the back lines for now and maybe heal him up. I think I heal him up. I think this is actually... Okay, no, not right now. But very soon, I'm going to realize how the inventory works. Because look at the inventory right now that Serenoa is using. And very soon, I'm going to have someone else access the inventory, and it's going to look like the exact same, except there's going to be one less recovery pellet. Or perhaps I even realized it already. I might have actually already realized it. I might have used the inventory with someone else earlier, or looked at it with someone else. This might actually be when I realized how the inventory works. But yeah, so all that time when I was like, how do I give these items to people? Like, what the heck is going on? I don't understand. Like, it was so simple. It was just so simple, and I'm just so stupid. Anyway, Serenoa gets to level 10 for healing himself. You know, I wish I could just become stronger by putting a band-aid on myself, but you know, only in video games, only video game logic can be so kind. Like, seriously, just stitch up some of your own wounds and then get swole. Like, imagine. That'd be awesome. Anyway, this is the pain. This is the utmost of pain and why I hate enemy mages so much. He just hit 4 of us for like a combined total of like 200 damage. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I don't... What? Why? Why is magic allowed to damage that many people? It's crazy. But, I mean, thankfully we can do it too. We could just as easily do it too. But our units are, like, perfectly grouped up for them to be able to do an attack like that. It's almost as if I was just, like, telling the mage, like, here's your target practice. I've got all my units lined up. Throw out your magic into the dead center and wound as many of us as we possibly can. It's basically like I endorsed it myself. But yeah, so right now I'm kind of just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that mage just did that much damage, and we're kind of getting surrounded by enemy units. This is not looking great. I was also pointing out, like, one thing I've noticed, like, a difference between, like, this game and Fire Emblem is because your units don't die. I think I pointed this out earlier, but it's like crazy, like, just that since your units don't die permanently, like, they're allowed to make the enemies stronger. Because you pretty much have to factor in sacrificing units during the map as like a part of your strategy, and like be careful like who you preserve and who you allow to fall in battle. And I do think that's pretty cool. Like, having a game that's built with like the idea of not having your units die in combat, like, in mind. Because Fire Emblem is so like rooted in if your unit falls in battle, they die. Also, we're gonna bulwark up Eridor, like I was talking about earlier, just to make him an absolute beefcake. This mage runs away, which is very nice of him. And then we're just gonna have Gila heal up someone. I think Eridor, since he's on the front lines. Yeah. But anyways, since Fire Emblem is so concerned with, you know, also we just learned Sanctuary, which is amazing. That's the healing ability I was just talking about, the one that Narv has that heals multiple people and is ranged. Amazing. But yeah, since Fire Emblem is so focused on your units dying in combat, what generally tends to be the case is your units tend to usually, unless you're in a really hard difficulty, your units are usually stronger than the enemy units and can 1v1 most anyone. Unless it's a unit that really plays to their weakness. Like, you're a slow knight against a fast mage. Also, there we go. We take advantage of the magic and hit 3 people there with Frederica. But yeah, most of the time your units can go like toe-to-toe with anyone and take anyone down no problem. But the enemies in this game actually hold their own. And we're playing on normal mode, mind you. We're not playing on hard mode. We're playing on normal mode. And the enemy units are able to hold their own against our units. Like, they do good damage to our units, so it's very different than Fire Emblem, you know, except for, you know, like the hardest difficulties in Fire Emblem, where the enemy units are generally stronger than yours, at least for a little while. Here I'm going to provoke people with we're going to try to provoke people with Eridor, because I'm kind of worried with our situation here being surrounded. Unfortunately, we only provoke one guy, so kind of depressing. But not much you can really do here. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it would be interesting because I know Fire Emblem has the ability to play on casual mode. It would be really interesting to see if they made a Fire Emblem game where if you play on casual mode, they tweak the enemies to like make it a different feel, right? Because on casual mode, you can let your units die or fall in battle and they don't die. So you can actually like sacrifice certain units in order to beat the map. So I wonder, it'd be interesting to see what would happen if they like tweak the game to keep that in mind. But that's just something I like about this game, I just like that it I like it's like a fresh take on on that whole idea. And I'm sure there are plenty of other tactical games like that where your units don't necessarily die
Not over yet.
if they fall in battle, but I don't know. I just think that's cool. Anyway, yeah, we're basically just playing super carefully here, playing super defensively, because I don't want to make any big mistake here. I don't want any one of my units to fall unless they absolutely have to. Here I'm going to stab these guys because I am confident that Roland will be fine, because if you attack before moving, then you get to move afterwards, so just get him out of harm's way, and then we can have someone heal him up soon, and everything will be great. Anyways, Huette is going to now target this mage because, like I mentioned earlier, these mages are horrifying. I hate them with every fiber of my being. They are 100% the biggest threat to us right now. Because if we keep some bulky units in front, bulwark them up, and keep them healthy. Also, very nice crit, Huette. Way to go. Because that just totally took care of the mage when we otherwise would not have that easily. But, yeah, so like as long as we kept bulky units in the front and kept them healthy, we'd generally be able to survive against most units, but it's really the mages that can just come in and say, hey, we can hit like a lot of your units, and we can hit, they've got magical damage that they can hit on, which I guess Bulwark buffs up resistance as well, or magic defense, but still, someone like Eridor doesn't have as much magic defense as he does have physical defense, so. And it's also the hitting multiple people thing that's kind of a pain. But anyway, I'm just kind of trying to figure out where my healing would be best spent. So I'm actually going to go over here and have Hasabara heal up Roland and Benedict.
My apologies.
Then we heal 2 people up and get Hasabara out of harm's way. Because we don't really want our healer on the front lines. Probably not the best idea. Because if she dies, then we are not doing so well. So I'm just going to have Serenoa slide up over here, take Hasabara's spot, and kind of, keep our group more compact, because once again, we don't want anyone left vulnerable. So right here, I'm just kind of deciding who I want to use this Hawk Dive against. And I think ultimately I'm going to go against the guy that's not currently targeting Eridor, because I'm not really concerned for Eridor's safety since he's so bulky. But this other guy is like perfectly healthy, so I kind of want to, chip away at his health. I think it's what I ultimately decide. Although I might take a little bit longer to decide it in real time rather than, now, because obviously hindsight is, I'm able to I'm able to just talk through what I was thinking at the time much faster than I'm able to actually think it through in the moment, I don't know. That is one interesting thing, though, about post-commentary, is that you can kind of just, like, look back on the things you did and just sort of, like, analyze. And, like, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say.
Back at you.
Like specifically in the post-com for the story, though, like, it was interesting to look, like, gather my thoughts more so on what had happened, and then be able to give, like, better insight into how I was feeling about the story. So I don't know. I think I like post-com a little. Like, I don't like post-com in general because I like having my, reactions to the game when it happened, but if I had to choose, I would much rather do it on a story type episode, because then I can provide much more insight into my thoughts about the story and what's going down than I actually probably would be able to in the moment, just because I've had more time to think about it. And yeah, whereas here, like I said, there's some upsides about it, but at the same time, like, I don't know exactly my thought process that was happening at the time. So anyway, Eridor kind of got messed up there on that last turn, but, you know, it's alright. I'm going to have Benedict bulwark himself up, though, so that he can be another tank. Because hopefully, as long as everything goes well, we'll be able to get Eridor healed up, and then just have more people good to go. Right here, I'm just kind of considering where I want to use Sanctuary. I really do want to heal up Eridor, because obviously he's very low. But I don't remember. I might actually end up not using it on him, because if I use it right there, if I use it on Frederica, where she's at, we heal up Frederica, Serenoa, and Roland. So I think I actually go for it there. And then I have Eridor wait till his turn to use a healing item. I think that's actually what I end up doing. But in the moment, I'm like, gosh, I have no idea, because it's very much a risk to do so, because I think there is one person that gets to attack before his turn. I think that knight gets to attack before his turn. The knight to the left of Eridor. So I'm just kind of looking at his defense. I'm like, gosh, I don't know if he's going to be able to survive. I mean, he's only got 40 HP, but his defense is 20, so, you know, it's a bit of a tough decision, but or I could also do it on Serenoa's spot and get Benedict, Serenoa, and Frederica. I don't know. Do I actually go for Eridor? I feel like I didn't, but I don't remember everything 100%, because, you know, it's a long battle. If you guys see this, I actually do go for Eridor. I guess I decided to play it safe. Oh, that's fine. I guess I figured the other people are more well protected, so I'm less concerned about that, and I'll just have them use healing items. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, yeah, I kind of forgot.
For some research.
Yeah, that's a smarter idea, though. So, good on past me for making it. I surprised myself. I thought I would have been more dumb and gone for the more risky play, but I didn't. I played it safe. Anna's going to sneak up behind this guy and murder him with the help of Serenoa. So that's nice.
Sounds strike.
Hello, me.
Yeah, honestly,
I feel
just
stronger already.
so good. Anna's just so good.
Sounds strike.
Too slow.
I will never stop singing her praises. She is just so good.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, now it's Eridor's turn. I actually don't think he even got attacked, did he? So he probably would have been fine if I hadn't healed him, but I mean, we didn't really lose too much by playing it safe, so you know, it is what it is. Here I was just looking at the Firestone and, you know, contemplating it as an option, but ultimately I think I'm just going to end up healing him, because that's probably a better thing to do with Eridor. We want him to be able to take a lot of hits for us. He's actually going to get slammed right into Gila, but thankfully she doesn't take much damage.
My turn.
Apparently she's wicked strong, you know, having Eridor thrusted into her, you know, doesn't really... It's not too bad. It's fine. Alright. Cool, so now we got Roland's turn, and now I'm just like, you know, back to considering, like, do I want to move in or do I not? Because we're kind of just playing the slow game right now, where, you know, I really don't want to move in too far, but at the same time, I don't want this map to take forever. You can actually see that the length of this video is pretty long for this series standards. Obviously, I've made longer videos on this channel. I've made much longer videos on this channel. I've made like dang near 3-hour long videos on this channel. So, the length of this video in particular is not much, you know, compared to some other videos on my channel, but it's pretty long compared to the other videos in this series. Sorry, the recording messed up there just a little bit. I actually got to see it firsthand. So, yeah, I do apologize about that. But yeah, so
Here I come.
this map is is pretty long. So, well, it's not that it's pretty long. It's you know, I mean, it's like a decent length, but it's more so that I just needed to play patient because I'm underleveled. Right here, I'm just going to go for the mage because, once again, I hate these guys. I hate them so much. I'm probably not going to be able to kill him before his turn. You know, but any little damage helps. The sooner we kill this guy, the better. He's an absolute thorn in my side, and I will not have it. I will not stand for this. Absolutely will not stand for this. Alright, so it's Hazabaro's turn. I'm just trying to figure out who I want to heal up, or if I even want to heal anyone up. But because, you know,
Forward.
excuse me, I just decided to leave her there, save her TP. We don't really need to heal up anyone too much right now. Serenoa is just gonna hawk dive this guy, jump over Benedict and slice this guy, hunt back to his spot. You know, it's too bad that Benedict can't just, like, jump in. I mean, the dude's, like, right in front of him. You know, we got Serenoa coming in from above, then Benedict could just, like, whack him from the front. Also, ow! we just got 5 of our guys hit by that magic.
Face me if you dare.
It's crazy. Avlora's still chilling over there.
Some research.
You know, making her presence known, but thankfully still just chilling over there. Doing us all a huge favor and not approaching us. Here we can have Corentin do damage to 3 of these guys, so might as well. We got the TP for it.
Joking.
We should definitely do it. We get extra bonus point for striking 3 units simultaneously, so that's cool. I think it was like a bonus point of experience, or maybe that was some money. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. But, you know, it is what it is. Here, I think I was considering what I wanted to do. And I think what I'm going to do is use now. Yeah, I'm going to use now on Yila, because I really want to heal up all of the people that just got hit by that magic. And since she has Sanctuary now, we can literally do just that. We can position Sanctuary just so that it heals up literally everyone that just got healed by that magic. So that the mage's hard work amounts to nothing. It amounts to absolutely nothing. We simultaneously heal 5 units, which is crazy. That or more has me very interested. Is there going to be like a really busted healing ability later on that like works kind of like Fortify or something? Like Fortify and Fire Emblem? Because that would be awesome if it did work that way. So we kill that guy with Ana, and we trigger some reinforcements. I don't know.
Second regiment has arrived.
I don't know if they
Forward. Leave no trace.
I don't know if that's in response to me killing that guy. Like, I don't know if it's in response to, you know, because I killed that guy, or if it's just a certain amount of time needs to pass or what, but they got more units, so that's totally fun. Thankfully, there's only like 2 guys that spawned in close to us, and they're only really close to like Eridor, so it's not too terrible. We get to hit 3 people here with Frederica, kill 1 of them, so things are looking a little okay. That guy's coming at us from the right side though, so we do have to keep a lookout to try to make sure we don't let ourselves get surrounded here, because that would be a bit of a pain. Eridor's gonna just smack this guy right in front of him and murder his existence. Almost a little level 11, but just 3 experience shy, unfortunately for Eridor, and for me, because honestly, a bulkier Eridor would be totally amazing. So yeah. Situation's still not looking terrible here. You know, I think it's definitely improved from earlier on. We got this mage very close to death, and as soon as he's gone, we are looking pretty good right now. Once again, the only real issue is if Avlora ever decides to start moving. We're going to double thrust this guy just because it's a little bit more damage. We haven't really been using TP on Roland, so he's looking good to go. This loser steals some spoils, which is kind of unfortunate, but not much we can do. Clutch dodge here from Huette. She is a dodge machine today. I don't know what she ate for breakfast, but she's really just popping off. Which is amazing. I don't think that ice arrow would have killed her, but I mean, the dodge is nice nonetheless, you know. Huette. I think what I'm gonna do, or at least what I should do, even if I... Okay, what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna attack the mage and then get the heck out of there. I think that's what I do. That's like the smartest option, right? Because I really want to kill the mage, and then we can get her to safety. That's what I should do. I feel like that's what I did, but... oh yeah, here I'm just looking up the conditions here. So we win if we decimate the enemy forces. It doesn't matter if anyone dies in specific, as long as we don't lose all of our units. So that's really good for us, because we don't have to worry about keeping someone like Roland specifically safe or anything like that. But yeah, I think right now we're just going to kill this stupid mage because he is absolutely the biggest threat to us right now. Here I'm just looking at the traps. I was just looking at the trap real quick, and yeah, as you can see, all those yellow squares are where the trap is active. So any unit that's caught inside of there will get murdered brutally, because I'm pretty sure spikes come up, oil goes out into the area, and then it's lit on fire. Which is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. So anyway, we kill that mage and fly up there, and even more reinforcements spawn. The 3rd regiment has arrived. Oh boy.
You are a worthy foe, Wolfort, but your fortune ends here.
I am a worthy foe, aren't I?
Leave everything to me.
Oh shoot! And Avlora moved. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that in this video, or like rewatching the video. I definitely noticed right away when I was playing, because I was like looking more closely and, you know, at what was going on. Yeah, Avlora is moving now. She is on the move, which is horrifying. She is so very strong. And that's, I think, why I was looking at the traps up there, actually. I was looking at the traps because our plan right now is absolutely that we need to spring that trap. This hawk statue right here that I'm just looking at, we need to spring this trap on her. That is the only chance we have of defeating her. There's, like, no other way. She is way too strong for any of our units. She will completely kill each and every last one of us if we let her. So, my goal right now is to bait Avlora and as many of her fellow soldiers up through the left pathway, up through the left stairs, and by those 2 houses, so that we can take as many of them down with the trap as possible. Because we do have to rout the enemy, essentially. So as many units as we can bring in there as possible is what we're going to do. And we're basically going to do that. Right now, everyone is just going to flee. Everyone is going to run away because we don't want anyone getting caught near Avlora, because she will want, like I said, she'll just kill anyone that she's allowed to reach. Anyone she gets to is going to die. So, right now I'm just pretty much sending everyone up toward those 2 houses so that we can bait the enemies into there. Have Anna run up that way and take cover so that hopefully she doesn't take any damage. Sorry, that was like a weird hiccup that made me... Anyway. Anyway, back
Let us
to
try out
the battle at hand here. Yeah, Benedict is going to come up this way. We're going to bulwark up on Huette because, you know, we're just really hoping that she can somehow survive. She's not doing too well, and there are those 3 units that just spawned in, so we're going to bulwark her up and hope that she's able to survive.
Cool heads shall prevail.
And then Gila is just going to stand next to Benedict so she won't have to take too many hits.
Allow me.
And then we're going to heal up Gila just to absolutely make sure that she's fine. And we have 69 HP, or EXP, which is nice. Absolute banger of a number. Anyway, just looking at Flame Shield here, hoping that somehow it works in a better way than it actually does work. It's not really that great. It's really not all that great of an ability. I'd have to know someone has fire magic on the enemy team in order for that to actually be useful. But
Avlora, you
yeah,
dirty bastard! You'll pay for what you've done.
You will share the same fate as your master.
so yeah, those two are just taunting each other. I really will love
You won't beat me.
the day when we get to absolutely murder her. It'll be great. It'll be glorious. And I hope we can have Roland do it by his own hand. I'm just saying. I hope that the day we get to kill Avlora, we get to have Roland do it by his own hand. That will be so great if we can do that. But anyway, now it's Eridor's turn. We're just going to move him up close to the rest of our units. Once again, trying to bait Avlora into the trap.
Push on through.
At this point, I was like, just kind of, oh, also nice level up. At this point, I was just kind of like thinking to myself, or I don't know.
I won't lose.
What I was thinking to myself is that if we do have to redo this map again, I'm going to be a bit more liberal with just springing the traps. Because at this point, like I said, for sure we're going to have to at least spring one to kill Avlora, or to take her down. Roland's going to have to just book it to the right because there's no way he's going to be able to avoid Avlora if he stays over on the left, because there's just too many units clogging that side up. There's not enough room for him to move. I am going to use this large recovery pellet. It's a bit of a waste, but I just really don't want Roland to die, so I'm willing to risk it. Frederica is pretty much dead. She is in a really bad spot, so not really much that we can do for her. Except pray, but you know, she's pretty boned. she's just pretty much boned. But yeah, also a nice thing is that if we did have to redo this map, we'd also get to retain all of this experience that we've been gaining. Which, once again, I don't know exactly how to feel about that, but
Is not an option.
you know, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, just gonna keep moving everyone over to the right. Really no reason to engage these enemies, because first of all, we're gonna end up, if we do that, we're gonna end up putting ourselves in danger to potentially get hit by Avlora. And also because we plan to just bait these people into the trap anyway, and then they'll just be instantly taken down by the trap. So then we won't even have to worry about so then it really doesn't matter how much HP they have, you know. They'll just be dead. So yeah, there goes Frederica. She was just screwed. She had no chance. Eridor gets pushed back, which is actually kind of nice, because we wanted him to go in that direction anyway, so as long as he's not being killed, it's alright. Anna's going to come over here. She's still got her cover active, so we don't really have to worry about anything with that. This guy's going to come over here, and now Benedict and Gila are officially screwed, because their only exit point, or their only path to safety has been cut off. So those two are as good as dead and are going to join Frederica. Things are not looking amazing, but I still think there's a chance.
You'll be nothing but a bloodstain upon my blade.
Yeah, ow. She just absolutely murdered Benedict. She is very strong. Avlora is not to be messed with. So yeah, like now we've lost Benedict and Frederica, so things are looking a little dicey here. Frederica was one of our best damage out, she was one of our best damage output units because of just how much damage her magic can do and the fact that it can hit multiple people. And Benedict was our guy who was buffing up everyone's defenses and stuff. So things are not looking too right. And of course, Gila is also trapped. There are 2 enemies above her, so she's not going to be able to get to the rest of the army, so she is as good as dead. Leaving us with essentially 7 units to finish off the rest of this chapter after she's gone. So things are looking a little dicey. But at the same time, things are looking doable. So Gila, with her last contribution for this map, is going to heal up Erador. Thankfully, she can at least reach and do something. At least she can contribute something more before she dies, Because, yeah, now she's just as good as dead. There are so many units that are going to be coming for her. And now at this point, it's just all about making sure we can bait as many units as possible into the trap. Because that's like our best shot. I'm going to have Roland come up here and use a large HP recovery pellet. And now he is with the rest of the group. So pretty much everyone except Gila is in a fairly safe position. And now we just have to slowly lure the enemy next to these 2 houses here so that we can spring the trap. Which, of course, we must have Avlora in here, otherwise we basically lost. You guys saw how fast she took down Benedict. Like, it was no problem. She will cut down every last one of us without hesitation, so... yeah, it's kind of crazy. Honestly, maybe we should have just handed Roland over. Like, holy crap, Avlora is strong. Like, she's that strong, but... Thankfully, we've got this trick up our sleeves, this trap that we can spring. So Hasabara, I'm trying to figure out, if, or what I'm going to do with her. If I'm going to try to heal people up, or if I'm just going to have her move out of harm's way, and we're just going to have her move out of harm's way. At this point, we're this deep into the chapter, we might as well just, continue to play it safe. Because if everything goes according to plan, and we are able to spring the trap on a lot of people, then we're going to want as many units alive as possible in order to take down the remaining units. Especially Hasabara, because, like I said, Gila is as good as dead. As we can see right here, she's going to get absolutely destroyed. She is as good as dead, and well, now she is dead. And basically now Hasabara is our only healer, so she must survive. Because we're definitely going to need a healer for taking on the remaining units after we spring the trap. So Huette, thankfully she's a flyer, so she can pretty much for sure get out of harm's way. And she's able to hit the Hawk Statuette pretty much whenever now, so we don't have to worry about that. That's good to go. As soon as we're ready to spring the trap, it is as good as sprung. And now it's just all a matter of, baiting all of the enemies in here and making sure we can preserve as many of our units as possible.
You won't catch me.
We're going to reset our cover with Anna. Keep her hidden, as that way we don't really have to bother healing her. She just kind of,
My turn.
she's not going to get targeted. So, it's all good,
Where was I?
Grenton, just going to run away. We're actually going to have him take a shot at this guy, though. So we're not running all the way away, but, move to the right, and might as well do some damage to this guy.
My research
Get a level up and, chip away at that guy, because he is very likely not going to get the trap sprung upon him. He's probably not going to be in the trap when it goes off, so we might as well do some damage to him right now. So far those 2 knights are in range to get hit by it. But we absolutely cannot set the trap off until, first of all, Avlora's in there, but second of
I
all,
will crush you.
until as many people are in there as possible.
My
So
turn.
Avlora is in here now, but I'm not going to just use the trap right away because we want as many of these units in here as possible, especially because we're already down 3 units. We only have 7 people, so we want to kill as many of the enemies as we possibly can when we set this trap off. So that's pretty much how we're gonna go about this. So here I was just like kind of, you know, visually taking stock of the enemies, and honestly, if we can get like, you know, a decent amount more of the enemies on the left side up there, like 4 to 5 of those enemies, we'll actually be looking in pretty good shape. We'll probably have as many, or even, you know, probably have about the same amount of units as there are enemy units, but we'll have the advantage of having Hasabara to heal people. So we should be good to go as long as we can, once again, like spring the trap on another 4 or 5 units. So that is pretty much the plan. Now we're just going to go ahead and have Roland get over out of harm's way. There's no real reason to have him fight anyone. I mean, we could have him fight that guy, but
Now it's
there's no
my
real
turn.
reason. Might as well wait for him to come toward us, and then we can have more of our units attack him, you know? And now here at this point, I'm thinking, okay, so how much movement does Avlora have? And she's got 5 movement. So that means she's definitely stuck inside of the trap area for at least 1 more turn. But what I'm thinking is that if we leave someone in here, which we're not going to do just yet, but if we leave someone in the area with Avlora, she'll probably target them and not actually get out of the trap range. So at this point, I'm already starting to consider, okay, probably going to have to leave someone behind, and that someone's probably going to be Eridor, because we don't have to worry about him really dying to any of the other units first.
Appreciate it.
We're going to have Hasabara heal up these guys, though,
For the honor of House Wolford.
because she's just far enough away that she's not really in too much danger from doing that.
This battle is ours.
Yeah, I'm thinking that probably going to have Eridor be bait for some of these guys, which is unfortunate because we'll be losing another unit, and a bulky one at that. But if it allows us to kill a lot more of these other units that are making their way up the left side, then ultimately it'll be worth it. I think trading one of our guys for an extra like 4 to 5 of theirs is going to be huge. So that's pretty much the plan I'm thinking of at this point in time. But obviously, you know,
won't beat me.
we're not going to bother doing it on this turn because Avlora's already going to be... She's already
Push on through.
going to stay inside of the trap range on this turn anyway, so I'm just going to move him out of the way for now. Might as well keep his health... Might as well keep his health up a little bit, so that, you know,
To work.
when it is time to send him in, he doesn't die to anyone except Avlora. Because otherwise then she might leave the area, and that would be very, very bad.
I will crush you.
So yeah, definitely is looking pretty good for us here, though. Like, a lot of these units are getting close to entering into the trap range. And like, there's not really that many that are like outliers, like this guy right here and then a few of his other buddies.
I won't lose.
There's probably only about like 5 or 6 outliers if we can just get these last like 4 or so people to enter the area. So that's pretty much just my plan right now, is to make sure we get as many of them in as we possibly can. So anyways, Roland's turn. We're not going to end up sacrificing him. I'm just kind of here looking at, looking at all the enemies, taking stock, kind of just talking about what, I just did. Like, if we can just get a few more of these guys in here, it'll be really, really good for us. It'll be really, really good for us. So, just kind of, looking that over, and Yeah. Yeah, because there's like 5 outliers on the right side and in the middle. So if we could get literally everyone from the left side into the trap, we'd only have 5 units to deal with, which is pretty crazy, honestly. That would be fantastic. But even if it was all but like 1 or 2, then there'd be like only 6 or 7 units to deal with, which is manageable, even with only 6 of our own units, you know? So, once again, just gotta make sure that, like, Hasabara stays alive, because she is so valuable to us as our only remaining healer in this fight. So anyways, Roland here is just going to run up these stairs as another potential person that can spring the trap, just in case we try to do something else, because I thought about it, and I was thinking, okay, maybe Huette could actually immobilize Avlora, and then we could have her stuck there for longer. Because if we immobilize her with our arrow, then she'll be forced to stay inside of the trap area for longer, and then that'll buy more time for some of the other enemy units to make their way inside of the trap area. So that's pretty much why, or I guess I didn't send Roland all the way up, but I'm sending Serenoa up there for that reason, I guess. I don't know why I sent Roland where I did. I guess maybe just so that there's someone down there ready to fight the other enemies when they come toward us. But yeah, I'm definitely sending Serenoa up there as someone who can possibly set the trap off. So now we're going to go ahead and see if we could potentially hit Avlora with this Shadow Stitching arrow. But it has a 0% chance to afflict immobility. And also, look at that damage output. 2 damage. Yeah, like, there's no chance we can fight Avlora straight. Like, if any of you guys happen to think that, well, maybe you could just take Avlora down, you know, normally. Maybe you could fight her, you know, head to head. No. No, absolutely not. She's a monster through and through. There is just no shot. There's just no shot. So, anyways, we're just going to have Huette kind of just chill where she's been. No real reason to do anything risky. So, yeah, we're just going to chill there. Hasabara needs to get the heck out of here. She's not doing well, and once again, we need her healthy. So, we're going to use this large HP recovery pellet on her, make sure she's up at full. And we get a level up. You know what? Congratulations, Hasabara. Good work. Good work. She said congratulations were in order, and I gave them to her. Alright, so more of these guys are moving in, and we're looking really good here. Yeah, we're looking really good here, so now I'm going to go ahead and so I wanted to try to provoke Avlora, but actually can't do it. But I'm fairly confident that she'll attack Eridor anyway. So we attack him and then slide up next to Avlora, which actually could have been a big problem. Could have been a big problem because now she's able to attack Eridor and then move. But also, Eridor survived, which is crazy. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that Eridor survived Avlora's hit? And then this ice arrow. And then that guy jumping in twice. Can we just take a moment to appreciate just how bulky Eridor is? Oh my gosh. That was crazy. But yeah, Avlora got to move after my move because she didn't actually have to move to attack Eridor. And that could have been really bad. Because actually no, I don't think she could have gotten out of range of the trap because she has to go either down and around Eridor or up and over around Eridor. So I don't think she ever could have gotten out of the trap range, but I don't know. Still, in theory, it wasn't the best idea. Also, I don't know if I probably did this already early in the map, but I also realized that you can actually zoom out in this game, which is funny. Is that I went through so much of this game without knowing, or I guess not so much, but I went through a decent amount of this game without realizing you can zoom out, which is just funny to me. But here, I'm trying to, I think, see what's all going down with the enemies. or like what the turn order and stuff looks like. Because either I can have Corentin like spring the trap right now, or I can wait a little bit and see if we can get that last knight on the left side to come in. Because right now there are only 6 units outside of the trap range. So if we activate the trap right now, there will be only 6 units remaining on the enemy side. So it'll be an even 6 versus 6 fight, which I am confident we can win. But I decide to wait. That knight does not get in there. Eridor finally meets his end, but honestly, it's more honorable that he, you know, that he fell in battle that way, or he had to retreat or whatever. Better to be defeated that way than by being trapped inside of the trap, because I was totally going to activate this trap with him inside it, and he would have been defeated. Which is funny, but we're going to have Roland set off this trap, which is kind of... I mean, that's kind of justice, right? He's going to be the one setting off the trap on Avlora, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so it looks like it's going to be an even 6 versus 6 fight. Like I was kind of talking about, because I think the enemy has 6 units remaining, and we also have 6 units remaining. But here we go. Let's activate the trap. Roland gets a level up from it, which is nice. And there we go. Spikes come up. Oil comes out. Light it on fire. Boom.
Have we no choice but to retreat?
And there we go, just like that. Everyone's dead except Avlora, because of course it can't be that easy. Of course we cannot just kill her that easily. Unfortunately, we did have to set part of our town on fire. These 2 houses here. Oh, there goes one of them. Just, you know, it's a shame that I feel really bad for whoever owned these houses. Oh, there goes the other one. I feel bad for whoever owned these houses, but I mean, it was an honorable sacrifice.
Master,
And
we prevailed.
yes, we did. And thankfully, though, we only had to activate one of the traps instead of like all 3, because we could have definitely destroyed much more of the city.
Victory is within our grasp.
Yes, it is.
Time to work.
Yes, it is. But hey, we had to actually make Avlora retreat, which is amazing. And so yeah, now I believe there are only what 6 units left. Or wait, was that sword? Was that one guy within range? I feel like there's... No, I feel like there's 6 units. No, there's only 5. Huh. Interesting. I thought there were 6, but I guess there was one more person. I think one of the knights on the left side I thought was out of range for the trap, but he actually was inside of it. Or I don't know, something like that. But in any case, yeah, things are looking pretty good now. I'm going to have Anna take cover just because I want to let the other people get close to me, but I don't want to take damage, so I'm just going to leave her there.
The hunt is on.
And, yeah, things are looking pretty good with, and I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is where we are going to leave off. I decided to make this one a cliffhanger because the video was already super long. So I decided, hey, you know what? We're going to end the episode here, leave it on a cliffhanger, and in the next episode, we'll finish off these last couple of turns and then see where the story goes from there, because that's really the main reason why I didn't want to finish this off, is because there's going to probably be some story after this. But I am really interested to see where this goes, because we're going to have successfully fended off the Aesfrosti army, which is crazy because they were led by General Avlora, who was like, you know, this unbeatable, peerless warrior who took down Sir Maxwell. So, honestly, like, this trap really came in handy. I don't know how we're going to manage to keep fending off the Aesfrosti army after this. I guess we're going to have to keep devising some tricks to keep up our sleeve. But, yeah, that's going to do it for today. So, once again, in the next episode, we're going to finish off this map and then see where the story takes us. So, shouldn't be as big of a gap in time between this episode and the next episode as there was between this one and the last one, because I am, you know, interested to see where things go here. We are in the middle of this map and very close to the end, so I'll hopefully be more motivated to get the next episode recorded sooner. But yeah, anyways, that's going to do it for me today. So once again, sorry about, you know, the not recording the audio the first time and having to do the post-com, but hopefully the video was still enjoyable anyway. If you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It really helps out the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me today once again. So yeah, you know, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys again in the next video. Peace.